All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to HCA 2025, week number 6. We've got Esprit de Corps going up against Climbers United. We'll see if Climbers United can hold the line against Esprit. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens here, but Esprit running the Allies side, so it's actually kind of flipped right now because I'm looking north. Esprit's going to be coming from over here, Russians. And Climbers will be coming down the hill from Yellow House. We got Yellow House and Brewery as the 4th point. So I see supplies coming down over there for Esprit. Don't quite see the supplies. I do see a truck coming down on the south side here for Climbers United. They got a truck coming down this road here. Probably try and set up down here on the edge of the zone. Looks like they've got a tank or something shooting across down over here too at these trucks. A recon Vic shooting back for Esprit. I haven't seen any explosions. Hard to say what's going on. I see some explosions going on over there. I'm still looking for these rockets. Got Kayanoshi and Crims up on top of this truck. Something got caught. Looks like a truck. Not sure how full it was. Probably not terribly full. I can't imagine that too many guys would stay in that truck going down that hill. It's too dangerous, too exposed. But there could have been some casualties. We missed it. I was waiting to see if these guys send any rockets across. Looks like they're just going to set up here on the edge of the, the rail lane. It's just the big open rail center. Let's head over to Carriage Depot itself. It does look like Esprit made the circle a lot faster. How close it is? A little bit closer to their side, so that's not totally surprising. About to have some guys running into each other here. There's at least there's been a couple of Climbers guys have gone down now on just the western edge of the circle, so they're not going to be able to get in here. Nice rocket shot there. Took out the truck and got itself an infantry kill. Nice little rocket from Valhalla. Tanks shooting across. Where are the tanks for Climbers? I see they've got the P4 up here. And there is, I think that might be the light, maybe? Nope, that's the medium. T-34. Over there, so... He's actually shooting at this building over here, so the P4 is trying to get an angle on him, it looks like, but the T-34 is just blasting away at these buildings, taking out infantry. He's in pretty good cover back here on the backside of this building. Esprit infantry pushing up, making their ways into the rail cars, pushing back the infantry from Climbers United. There is quite a few Esprit guys shifting up towards the north. There's a handful of Climbers guys way on the far northern edge of the tracks, trying to make it across. Brick is up there. There is the capture for Esprit. We got a Luke's over here catching hell. Who's hitting? Looks like he's catching it from that T-34 we were watching a minute ago. There's also another tank over here to our left. I think it was the light tank. There he is here. He's keyholing through the building. These guys got this. Luke's kind of caught in a crossfire here. Seems like he's fairly safe, having moved further down the hill, getting himself in cover behind that wall. I think he's just trying to keep any possible infantry in front of him with their heads down, but it seems like he's safe for the moment. He's in cover. Here, another tank. It's the P4. Has now pulled up behind him, trying to cover him. Can the P4 get a shot on this light? Doesn't look like it, but maybe he can keyhole through that building. Oh, the light is moving. Might be able to see him over top of that wall. Looks like he was tracking for a second. Here comes the light around the corner. Is the P4 watching? He sends a round out at Clownface over there. He does have infantry right in his face too. The Luke's is lighting up the light over there. Was that a T-80, right? artillery now coming down on top of the P4. There goes the light. And there goes the Lukes. Valhalla gets him with a rocket before being taken out. P4 now looks like he's turning around, heading back the other way. He is caught in some artillery right now. Back down in the center, Esprit is still trying to make their way through the rail cars. Climbers United has the high ground. They are catching some hell from the tanks across the way, but they managed to keep the infantry from being able to push across. Down to the south. Does look like Climbers United is trying to make their way across the tracks. They're kind of caught up in the center here. You got U.S. Rangers squad down here. And Apollo squad, Boomer Sooner just to the north of them. So there's a couple of squads down here in position to stop this. Prevent them from pushing in. They can't really push north up through this without catching flank fire. So they'd have to push all the way across into this infantry and then push up on the backside of this wall if they want to make their way north. Lock onto him. Ah, weapons glitch. Couldn't even see his weapon anyway. What about you, Ranger? Can I see your weapon? No. Just wanted to see you shoot somebody. Nice position up here on the window, though. It's a kind of obvious position. They'll be watching those windows, but he can move from window to window. Maybe put some fire down before he gets taken out. I don't know. We'll see how long he lasts down there. He's holding pretty good right now. Might have even just got a kill while I was flying away, of course. Back up here in the center. Already smoke coming down on top of the Esprit infantry here inside the rail cars. So maybe Climbers United looking to try and push here in the center. Depending on whose artillery that is, it's hard to say. I see tank rounds hitting in right in front of me here. Where did that P4 go? The P4 is still holding on the backside of this building. Just shooting at infantry at the moment. Is that supplies? Yes. Actually, looks like Esprit is looking to set up a garrison up here. Yeah. On this side of the tracks. Start getting themselves a northern flank going on. There's a Luke somewhere over here. It's actually way down here to the south, but he's blasting up further north. Lighting up this infantry from Esprit as they're trying to make their way through the rail cars. Oop, going a little fast there. Some infantry pushing across in front of this. They're trying to use the cover of this Luke's to get some guys in there and do some damage. Here comes the Katushka strike. That's going to hit the infantry here in the center. Maybe land itself a couple of kills. I do see a few guys out in the open. Arty smoke still coming down on top of these rail cars. This Luke's still lighting these guys up at the same time. Katushka likely getting itself a few kills. There is quite a bit of infantry there where it's coming down, so... There's the T-80. He's just kind of lighting up the infantry up on top of the hill over there. Let's see what's going on up here in the north. This seems, I'm pretty sure this is where Esprit is trying to get through. But has it been found? I don't see anybody reacting to this at all. Maybe Chisa is heading this way. Can't say for sure. There's that MG right there, but nobody seems aware that this airhead is back here. That sucker's live. They'll be able to make their way directly south from it. There is one machine gunner. It seems like he's heading back this way, but... And I wouldn't expect a massive spawn in on it. Yeah, there it is. One squad. couple of guys at a time, these guys. So Ranger's going to make his way south, try and get his OP up somewhere on the other side of this little gorge. Maybe by this house or something right here. Get himself into position where he can start threatening Overlook. Or, sorry, Yellow House. He's probably, in the end, he's probably going to want to be somewhere around this white building here so that start bringing in reinforcements on the backside of the point. Here comes some more spawn in. Scripture, another squad leader. You got Polo Loco as well. Ready to throw up flares. Supplies coming down now for Climbers United. Maybe looking to get a backup garrison up here to the north. There's a Tiger right here on the top of the hill. Let's take a look and see what he's looking at. Doesn't seem like he has the greatest view. That P4 is still down the hill in front of him. Yeah, there goes the crew chief there. Going to take a look with his binos. Try and find his tank some targets without exposing it. Down here to the south, there looks like there was a pretty big spawn in from Esprit trying to stop this southern attack from Climbers United. They do have a pretty decent amount of infantry down here. Not a terrible threat just yet to Esprit. What's going on here? They got their light tank stuck between the rail cars. He's catching rockets too. That is one hell of a nice rocket. I'm not gonna lie. I think he just let go too. That was his second rocket. They're gonna be able to get it out of there? It's looking like they're gonna be able to get it out of there. They're getting it, cause they're moving it, getting it kind of unstuck. There it goes. They did it. Yay! You know, Climbers United is actually breaking through here in the center a little bit. I don't think they realize why, though. We'll see. Let's go up here and see. So far, there is actually a handful of guys from Climbers. They know there's something behind them. U.S. Ranger gets himself a kill right there. I think he might have just burned an OP, too. Oh. He's protecting his own, but... that MG is right up there in front of him. There's Scripture. Who else was over here? Valhalla, that's who it was. And Kaonashi. This is KO. Sorry, KO. I'm probably saying your name wrong. Probably have been all this time, too. He is here as an AT now. I see rockets. Got the weapons glitch. I don't think I'm going to be able to do much first person on this one. He did get a hit onto that Tiger. He does get taken down before he can do any more damage. Flares are now going up for Climbers United. They want to know what's going on over here on the backside. They honestly shouldn't see too much. Ranger got taken out. Scripture's still back there. That airhead did get found out, or it ran out of his time. I'm not sure which one. But the airhead's gone. Back down here on the south side, though. I don't know. These guys... they're not as deep into the rail cars as they were before. They haven't really gained a ton of ground. Neither side really gained much while that was happening. They just got a little spread out. But Climbers United reacted really well to that airhead. They managed to stop most of what was back there. There's a couple of guys still back there. There was still one squad leader. Looks like he's doing a little bit of damage. He actually just got a red zone garrison up as we were looking at the map. We'll see what they can do with that. Climbers United pushing forward, though. Here comes this Luke's pushing up. I feel like maybe Itsuka is trying to get a satchel on one of these tanks, but there's a decent amount of infantry here protecting him. That assaultman just went down. I'm not even sure who's killing who here. Artillery now coming down on Esprit's infantry on the backside of these rail cars. Here comes the next Katushka strike. Looks like it's going to go off just a little bit south of us here again. Yeah, right here. Coming down right on top of this Tiger. Keep some heads down for a minute at least. The Katushka strike, I think it's got a shorter cooldown than bombing runs, which would make sense because it's not nearly as effective. It has its uses, but it's more like an artillery barrage than like the concentrated firepower of a bombing run. Infantry now pushing up on this Luke's. Climbers United losing a lot of their reinforcements around the Luke's. Is that thing still crewed? Okay. Just seemed like it was kind of sitting there for a minute. Butters comes around the corner and gets 7. Gets blasted by what I believe to be his own artillery. T-34 catches a rocket from Widow. Widow? Like Widow? Does he play for Climbers United? Or is there more than one Widow? I hear a bombing run coming. Airhead on the ground, or about to be. Chisa is right there covering it. Rando's close to it. Here comes Butters. Chisa looking the other way. Chisa goes down. Butters is on the airhead. And the airhead is destroyed. Butters actually gets taken out by a grenade. This T-34 is burning pretty bad. He's trying to duel it out with that Tiger over there. That's a rough gig. Where are their heavies? Let's take a look. They got one coming up from back here. They got another one pretty much right underneath us. There he is. IS-5, right? Did he just get something up there? I don't think so. Not the right kind of explosion. They got some tank pressure pushing in now. There is a little bit of a cap going on here, but I'm pretty sure Esprit's going to be able to hold it. They got some tanks coming up. They've got quite a bit of infantry spawning back in. The airhead was defeated. They're taking some casualties to artillery. And Climbers United has slipped a number of their infantry up into the rail cars over on the western edge of the circle. This T-34 doing the work that it needs to do, doing some good work, keeping these guys out of here. Couple of spawn-ins right there, back to back, bringing some reinforcements in for Esprit right as Climbers United was trying to push across. Couple of guys trying to flank around to the south for Climbers United. 9 in position to catch some of these guys. Oh, good, I can see his weapon. Where is he going? He's covering the southern flank, but he really could be looking this way. There's a bunch of infantry right there. There he goes, taking some shots at Rosty. Gets Rosty. Tank rounds coming across as the Climbers United tanks are getting more aggressive. The heavies are here for Esprit de Corps. And these guys don't really seem to have any shots on each other as Climbers United's tanks have pushed straight up to the edge of the point. They're down on the low ground. They're not up on the hill. They're not exposed. They lose that high ground advantage, but they're not as exposed either. So that high ground advantage can be a disadvantage sometimes as well, depending on who is in position first. This infantry still having a hard time getting in here. There is some cap pressure going on, though. Climbers United making their way in the circle. They've got this Luke's up in here. Here comes the T-34 pulling up, trying to get a shot on that Luke's. Not 100% sure if he knows where it is. Might be able to see the back of it. He does get himself an infantry kill right there. There goes the Luke's. That should start pulling it back for Esprit. Here comes the Tiger pulling up, trying to get a shot on that T-34. He's looking between those rail cars right now. The T-34 might have repositioned in time. I think he's all right. Esprit is holding. They're pulling it back. That Luke's was in the circle for a minute. There goes the T-34. The Tiger takes him out. Rockets coming across, killing some more of the infantry from Isuka. Artillery now coming down on top of the rail car. Should be able to hold back some of this infantry from Climbers United. More spawn-ins for Esprit. And they're still pulling it back. I hear a lot of shooting going off to my right. It looks like there's a build-up from Esprit up here on the north side. They still got some guys that have slipped through over here. They got some AT guns set up as well. Trying to duel it out with these tanks. And they got, what, a light right here? That light is definitely drawing the attention of that one of those Tigers. He's damaged, though. I think he just caught a round from the AT gun. There goes the first AT gun. I don't think they're going to be able to set that other one up with him watching. He did catch a round, though. There is still a handful of guys for Esprit that are slipping through here on the northwest side of the zone, of the red zone. They're both squad leaders, but there's a handful of Climbers United guys that are in position to be able to watch. It's very open out here, so it's difficult to slip through. It looks like Scripture's probably going to make his way back and try and work his way up that draw. Take his time. If he can get past, it'll take him some time to get in position. It looks like that light tank just went down over here. My guess is that the Tiger caught a hold of it, but here comes the infantry. Might have been any one of these guys. There's a couple of ATs here. Infantry making their way in. Climbers United starting to break through over here on the north side. Not too much. There's some reinforcements coming in from Esprit. Brick gets himself a kill right there. It's just Lucian's right now that has made it through. He's about to run into So Lucky. So Lucky comes around the corner and gets him. Looks like he had that OP lit up. A couple of guys come around the corner. Brick gets taken out. Paradox cleans it up. Paradox gets taken out from the machine gunner way across the way over there. Let's head back down to the center. Things are looking considerably more stable here in the center. Climbers is still on the edge of the zone. There's a pretty big spawn in right there on top of that OP. Bad Fallen comes around the corner, gets himself a whole bunch of kills. He does get taken out. I think the OP is still live. Maybe not. I don't hear it. He might have got that OP artillery coming down right on top of this position. Here comes... Is that another Katushka strike? It sure is. Supplies coming down right there for Esprit. I don't know if maybe they were anticipating a push, but it looks like that spotter's going to push up and clear that out. Supplies coming down for Climbers United in just about the same position, looking to get a garrison up around where that Tiger is sitting. That should be fairly secure. I don't know if it would be locked up that far back. Seems like it would be pretty safe. It would take a tank to lock it up, I would think. I mean, they're way back here. Did that spotter not take those supplies down? He didn't. They're still right there. He just went over there and then maybe they didn't see him. Does he not see them? Does he just not care? Huh. Like he's stepping on it. He just walked over. I don't know, man. Seems like you would want to destroy that so that they can't use it in the future even if they do manage to break through. Takahara trying to get stuff done down here by himself. I hear footsteps. Gets himself a kill. He is very lonely right now. Running through here Rambo style. He's making it through though. Here's Ranger. Has also made it to this side. Actually, in fact, we haven't been down here in the south in a while. Goodness, the Esprit is just clearing it out down here. They've got a couple of guys who have made it across. Apollo gets himself a kill right there Like Rando, or maybe I think that might have been Covenant who just got that kill, or Crims. Probably Covenant. He's looking that way. Ranger laying low. Ooh, what was that? What was that? That was a tank. That was a Tiger. They just lost a Tiger. What? Hold on. Oh. They repositioned their tanks up here in the north and caught a hold of that Tiger. Well played. That's a massive, I mean, these heavies were down here, so that was a big reposition. Managed to slip them around behind the buildings and get an angle on that Tiger. We missed it, but you can tell that that's what happened. Rocket coming across, hits the heavy from Hillary King. Brick just went down over here in the rail cars. You got Baba coming across as an assaultman. Maybe looking to get a satchel on one of these tanks. He's a long ways off still, though. There comes Paradox spawning back in. More ricochets going off in front of the tank. There's another tank. There's another Tiger back there. And these IS-5s are they're gonna tag team him. Look at this. Look, you can see this one's trying to move into position. Just move up behind. Tomato's gonna repair up the first one, and these guys are gonna push out at the same time and double tap him. That's gonna be a difficult shot. You can only really see the top of his tank. Here they go. There's the first shot from the Tiger. The Tiger misses. He hits that wall. Oh, one of the IS-5s missed. Looks like they both missed, actually. I don't see any damage on this Tiger. He should know he does not want to mess with that, though. He had to have seen that there was 2 rounds. These guys are pulled out and waiting again, too. Ooh, that sounds sexy. Vroom, 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 vroom. Where'd that fucking Tiger go? There he is. I mean, one of these IS-5s is wounded, so if he pulls out and lands the shot just right, precision strike. Swing and a miss, and he looks like he did a little more damage to this IS-5, but he should be should be fine. Look at the center. We watch these tanks for just a minute, come over here in the center, and Esprit has completely pushed through. The entire center has crumbled for Climbers United. See how well they can hold right here, but man, they pushed all the way up to the next point. You got Wrath, runs into Ruler, Ruler gets Wrath, and gets 9. Climbers United is going to need some good exchanges like this if they want to push back this wave. They've been pushed way back while we were watching that tank battle. Hitman and Alex comes around the corner, gets himself a kill. He's got some reinforcements coming up. So Lucky gets himself a kill before he gets taken out. Hitman Alex gets blasted by a friendly tank. Up here in the north, there's a lot of guys here for Esprit. Seems like this is where they're starting to break through. Sorry, I was messing with something for a second there. There's a pretty decent push coming here in the center. Here comes the next Katushka strikes. Probably going to land right in front of us here. There is a Tiger right there protecting the road. Take a quick look at the map. Look at this beautiful line. Look at that. A little bit of a gap up here on the north side, but they've got at least one heavy up there protecting it. Those are IS-5s, right? Like, I'm totally second guessing myself now on that. Already coming down on these reinforcements from Climbers United as Esprit is pushing their infantry forward. Aim comes around the corner. I think there's still an OP right there. Seems like the artillery has ceased. There's the spawn in on that OP as more infantry's pushing up. Vergus right underneath aim. Should come around back the corner, gets Vergus in the back. He's going up into the house. Got the weapons glitch, so we can't see his weapon. Got himself 2 kills there. And he burned that OP from inside the house. Here comes Wrath pushing up now. These guys are breaking through here in the center. There's another spawn in from Climbers United. They're trying to stop this push. They've got the Puma up over there on the road. There is cap pressure going on at Yellow House. The Puma has caught a rocket. He is blasting some of this infantry. I would expect another AT to come a call in any time now. Another spawn in from Climbers United. I want to try and get an angle. Where's Yellow House? It's right there. You got Ranger and Flag coming in from the backside over here with a couple of squads. Ranger goes down to Jason Pig. Still getting that rear pressure going on. Climbers has managed to stop this cap pressure. The Puma is still alive. I would have expected that an AT to find him by now. Here comes Wrath heading that way. Codex. Looks like Wrath is the one who got the kill right as he gets blasted by the Puma. Nice kill by Wrath there. Snuck it from Codex. Here's another Tiger over here to the south of Yellow House. He feels a little out of position just because he doesn't really have any infantry. Like, he's way down here. He is far away from the heavies, so he's safe from the enemy tanks. He's not really in a great position to help with anything, though. There isn't a ton of infantry down here for him, so he's not helping a push. Not 100% sure what his play is down there. That doesn't mean he won't get some kills. Or even draw some attention. Maybe that's the plan. You got Leo over here laying down some cover fire from behind that little chimney. Wrath getting lit up by Leo. Leo gets headshotted by Wrath. That PPSH, man, that thing can be deadly if you can keep it steady. I'm not very good at keeping it steady, but there is some guys coming up. There's some more Esprit guys right below me. I want to shoot back to the north. There was a lot of fighting going on up there before, and we kind of moved away from it. There is still some stuff going on here, but it gets really open once you get past this white building here. It gets really open, so that's kind of why they're funneling into the center. There is a couple of guys who have managed to slip around the backside. I see supplies coming down for both sides. It looks like Esprit's dropping supplies down there to the southwest of Yellow House. I don't know if they've got a recon over there or somebody who has slipped through. Doesn't look like it. They're just preemptively putting down supplies. A lot of pressure going on here in the center, though. I kind of want to, I think what I'm going to do, okay, here, we got Climbers United again is trying to swing around down in the south. That is what they were doing with this tank down here. They're not overly committed to it. This tank is pushing up now under the cover of this infantry, so maybe he can get some flank pressure going on. Where are the heavies? The heavies for Esprit are still up there in the north. They're dropping a Katushka up there. It looks like Esprit is getting ready to swing down from the north up here. They're moving their tanks into position to push up this hill. They got a Katushka come down right in front of it. Butters almost just got taken out by one. I think he did just get taken out by one. Here we go. Tanks are in position to support this push. Large number of infantry are in front of the tanks, and as soon as this Katushka strike is over, we should start seeing these guys pushing across the road. Here we go. There is a handful of Climber United guys in a position to start stopping this. That was a weird way to say that. Tank rounds coming across. This infantry is just pushing straight up the hillside. Ranger has made it almost all the way up into the center. I just want to see his weapon. Whoa, 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 that was laggy. Let's just, maybe we should stop trying to do first person. Oh, I'm seeing serious lag going on here. I'm just gonna back up. That really went, what is my ping? Where am I? 224 is pretty high. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is so choppy all of a sudden. There it goes. There it goes. Got kind of like a spike there for a second while I was locked on to Ranger. Some more spawn-ins for Esprit here. They're keeping the pressure on. They're not quite onto Yellow House, but they are right there on the edge. They've got another one of their tanks over here on the south side now. So they've spread out their heavies a little bit, and they're just marching their line forward. And it looks beautiful. Supplies coming down in the north, getting ready to set up a garrison. Rockets coming across. They have actually completely cleared out the circle. There's a spawn-in from climbers. They need to make sure they keep at least a couple of guys in the circle just for the cap pressure. Spree pushing up. Covenant out there just walking around in the open. Miracle goes down to Fortress right below us. I could hear him shooting. Fortress gets blasted by the artillery though. Itsuka makes it across the road. He does not survive to exploit his gains. Still a pretty big wave of troops coming up the hill. There's that heavy tank. I would expect him to maybe push up. He's probably hanging back in case they bring a tank out of their north HQ. This infantry's made it pretty far. There's decent cover here. It's open. It's kind of like a start-stop area. There's open areas to move across, and then you can get into cover in the broken down houses. You can see Covenant moving up right now, getting himself a couple of kills as he's pushing across. Leo looking the other way. He turns, gets him while he was jumping into cover. Lost that love and feeling, now trying to return the favor. Does not. He gets taken out. Another spawn in was right there. Was an OP right there for Climbers United, and they're holding the line. There is a Tiger right there. So maybe he's trying to get an angle on this heavy. Where did the heavy go? Did he back all the way down there, or am I just crazy? He did. He backed all the way down there. There's another heavy pushing up right here in the center, though. There he comes, pushing right in where we were just watching, and this might turn the tide right here. Some more spawn-ins for a spree, keeping the infantry presence up. Here comes the heavy. There's another heavy to our left. There comes a Tiger for Climbers United, pulling up into the fray. Now they've got a couple of Tigers here. They're not reacting in a way like they know where the tanks are, unless they're trying to like double tack this heavy who's pushing forward or something. I don't know. We'll see here in a second. This heavy from Esprit is pretty far forward. Doesn't really have any infantry around him. Feels a little exposed. Artillery coming down right on top of him. Those Tigers are pulling up. Here comes the one Tiger's about to get a shot on this heavy. I don't think he must not be able to see over the hill. I was just waiting for the shot, but There is kind of like the crest of a hill right there where they're all fighting over that OP. East wind up on the rooftop. I can't believe they haven't fixed that yet. Am I the only person that happens to? Or I can't believe they haven't fixed that glitch. They were so proud of that first person thing, and then it doesn't even work right. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It's a great idea. I'm just really disappointed that they haven't fixed the glitch in it yet. Here comes another Katushka strike. Probably going to land right on top of the yellow house itself, as they've got a pretty big wave of infantry ready to push in. Yeah, here they come. Looks like you got a truck or something over here. Handful of guys went down. Got this sniper made it up into the lines over here. Gets Wrath. Got himself a couple of kills. Here comes Kiwi pushing that way. Kiwi's looking. There's another spawn in. He's watching for it. He's shooting the other way. They heard the shooting. The unmistakable sound of the sniper rifle, of the German sniper rifle. The STG? No. The FG-42. Sorry. Brain was blanking out for a second there. The FG. Are they IS-1s? They're IS-1s. That's what it is. I remember now. These tanks from Esprit keeping the pressure up. These Tigers are still holding the line though. Hearing some ricocheting going down on that one that's down to the south. He's just hitting the buildings, not quite getting hold of this Tiger. Tiger misses the return shot. He is hurt though. He's got to be careful. He might lose his tank. This Tiger's... I don't know if he's got a shot right now or not. Kind of seems like he does, but... Oh yeah, there it goes. Sear gets himself a kill. And that's the first really good play that I've seen from the Tigers. That doesn't mean they haven't had any. It's the first one that I've seen. And Climbers United kind of needs it. We're just past the halfway point now, and they've been getting pushed around a little bit by Esprit's tanks, who have been working great with their infantry, keeping good tank infantry play going on. Just take a moment to say thank you for all the follows and stuff going on over there. I can see it happening on my thing, even though I have the notifications turned off. So thank you all for that. Just, you know, love you guys. I really appreciate it. Got to shoo that in there real quick. Here comes another Tiger. That's the same one, actually. There's just the two Tigers. Where are the heavies now? There's one here. They just have the one heavy right now? It looks like they just have the one heavy. So they're gonna have to be careful with that one heavy. Their tanks have actually suffered a little bit. Where is he? Right up here. So their tanks have actually suffered a little bit. And you can see the Tigers getting a little aggressive. They're starting to push up. Trying to help clear this infantry out. I have not seen any kind of airhead or anything, except for early on, from Climbers United. I'm just going to take a quick look around and see if they've slipped anything through anywhere that I've missed. Doesn't look like it. Seems like all the fighting is up here on the hillside, so we'll go back over here to Yellow House. And I think it's going to, with the next few minutes are going to be determined by what these tanks do. It looks like they're just going to hang back and let the infantry fight it out. Definitely don't want to risk their last heavy up on the front line, so Esprit is not being nearly as aggressive as they were 10 minutes ago. Looking to get that repair station up. They've even lost some crewmen, making sure that they don't lose their tanks. But this Tiger is pushed up. And he's hurt. I see Wrath here on the ground. I wonder if he knows that Vergus is over there. Vergus just got shot, though. Looks like he's in position to look down this road. He's fairly close to that tiger, but that's not going to do him any good. If he stands up, he's dead. Here comes Hillary King. There's the heavy from Esprit still peeking around that corner. Artillery coming down directly on top of this tiger, so any infantry around him is getting killed. They can't repair him up because if they get out of the tank, they'll die. And I would expect another heavy from Esprit to be pushing up here pretty soon. Here comes this other tiger. He's pushing forward. Maybe he's looking to get an angle on this heavy. He is pushing up along with a fair amount of infantry. Oh, he's going to get he's looking to get a rear shot on that heavy. The heavy is pulled up, but he's not fully protected by the building. That was a ricochet, and he caught a rocket. There's more tank rounds coming from across the way. Can the heavy's turning his gun? He caught another ricochet. There's another rocket. There's a hit on the tiger. This tiger might be screwed. He's trying to back up. That should be able to get a reload going on in time. I don't think it gets a third ricochet off of that heavy. The ricochet gets a fourth ricochet. He kills the tiger. He now should be able to engage the other tiger that has pulled up. He is maybe out of position. We'll find out. No, he's catching rounds from across the way. From whatever new tank has pulled up for Esprit de Corps over there. And the second tiger goes down. Where is that? I think he was catching it from woman repellent back here, I think is actually who landed that shot. Beautiful play there by Esprit tanks. Climbers United tried to catch him out of position, and they themselves were caught out of position. Now we'll see what Esprit does with it. Now that Climbers United has lost both of their heavy tanks, they're pretty, I mean, this fourth point, they're pretty close to back here. They should be able to get at least one heavy back up here pretty fast. But they lost those back to back, so it's going to be a few minutes before they can get more than one heavy up here. And Esprit is starting to get aggressive. They're not looking too strong down here on the south side, but over here in the center, their infantry is starting to push forward. This heavy is pretty safe to push up with them. He's not at the moment. He is turning up the road. Here he goes. I think he's actually going to push up with them. They could use that cover. Flares going off for Climbers United to see what's going on in this position. They're going to see that there's the tank is not only still here, but he's completely covered by infantry. Esprit slowly marching forward here in the center. Butters makes his way up and gets himself a kill up here. There is infantry behind me as Butters goes down. Sounds like another Katushka strike is coming in. That thing's got such a short cooldown. It's going to come down right inside of Yellow House. And this heavy has pushed all the way up for Esprit. Got Hillary King right there. He's about to run into Flig, though. Flig gets him in the back before he can make his way to the heavy. Widow is there. Maybe he can get a satchel. Nope, he goes down. This heavy is still safe. The Katushka strike still coming down on top of Yellow House in front of us here. Looks like it managed to clear some of the infantry out. Here comes some more spawn-ins. There isn't really much behind it ready to push in, though. Esprit has shifted some of their forces down here to the south. There's a Puma here that's stuck. Caught a couple of rockets from Codex, who was not able to kill him. He gets taken out by the Puma. I don't know if Rando put a satchel on it or not. He definitely seems stuck, so he might have put a satchel on him. Or maybe he's just going to let that tank just pulled up, so he might take him out. Oh, long distance rocket from Crims. He does finally get taken out. By the letter beef over there in that tank. Is that heavy? Yes, heavy. I was pretty sure. Crims goes down to Rosty. And I would definitely expect some tanks from Climbers United to be pulling up. Yep, sure enough, there is the first Tiger coming back in. Oh, it's a P4. They're bringing a P4 to the front. That's, you know then you know it's bad. You know you're looking to desperately hold a position when you're bringing the medium back in this late in the game. He's getting himself stuck on everything, too. That's just the P4, though, right? Like, it's super slow. Things are looking really intermixed down here in the... yeah, down here in the south. Like, the line is all over itself down here. Esprit is pushed pretty far forward, though. You can see this squad has slipped all the way through. Should be able to start pressuring Yellow House from the south, which is the one place that Esprit really hasn't hit it from yet. So this might catch Climbers United off guard a little bit if they don't spot it fast enough. You got Predator over there on that rooftop. Might catch these guys coming across. Of course, weapons glitch. Can't see his gun. I just want the first person. Looks like he's lining up on Covenant. Here comes the bombing run. Rando looks like he just narrowly survived escape death because I could see him. There goes the bombing run. Looks like it's going across the hillside over there. Climbers United has managed to push up and take control of these houses on the east side of Yellow House zone. There's another spawn in right there, right next to the heavy, who is protecting what looks to be a garrison. No, it's an OP. Kind of looked like a garrison from back there. I just saw the shininess of it. Here comes the Tiger. Looks like they spawned the Tiger down on the south HQ. Brought the medium in from the center. You got Crims is right there. And Rando, actually both of those guys might have satchels. And the infantry just went down. There he goes. He gets taken down by pararescue. Pararescue shreds all of them and completely protects the Tiger. He's going to push up and take out that OP. Ranger spawns in. Ranger gets taken out by Pararescue. Pararescue gets the OP and clears out that squad and protects the Tiger. Well played by Pararescue. Climbers with a nice looking counterattack. They haven't gained a ton of ground, but they have pushed Esprit back. I mean, they were like here, and they're pushed back a little bit. It's not a ton of ground, but it's a little bit of progress. Here comes this Tiger pulling up. This one heavy over here. Just hanging out. He's below the crest of the hill. I don't even think he can see much where he is. I don't know if he's coordinating with this infantry here, if they're coming up with some kind of plan. And you got Ranger pushing down to the south now. And these guys have taken back the house right here. Esprit has almost taken these houses back. Climbers United still has control of this yellow house here. And these houses are kind of important. It's, where am I? It's like right here. It's like you can swing down and come down around below Yellow House if you can just jump across the road right here into this house and then courtyard. It's like the only way to attack that's not in the wide open. I mean, you can see the approaches. That's an approach. Or if you come around to the backside, of course, they have tanks back there. I see 3 tanks right now for Climbers United, so they've stabilized pretty good here at Yellow House. Esprit is pushing back in, though. Let's take a look where their tanks are. They've got this one heavy here, of course. They've got another one further up to the north. Up over here somewhere. Or is that the one I'm looking at there? No, it's that one. It's over here. Am I blind? Where the heck is it? There he is. Couldn't see him down there, but yeah, they've got this other heavy up here, helping out with the infantry up on the north side of the map. No real tank engagements going on at the moment. They're leaving the infantry up to it. We're just over 30 minutes left on the match, so we're getting down there. Climbers United is going to have to figure out a way to get Esprit de Corps off of their throat. Here comes another Katushka strike. Again, coming down on top of Yellow House. Might get itself a couple of kills. Or was it not? No, it's down here to the south. He dropped a Katushka down here. On top of his own troops, damn near. Like, there must be a concern down here, or they're trying to break through down here or something. But Climbers United does have a decent amount of troops down here. Polo Loco exchanging with Jason Pig over here. Another one of Climbers' guys flanking around behind Polo Loco. Polo Loco gets taken down by Pig. Apollo up on the rooftop. Shooting long ways. Got plan A is right there. Gets him. Climbers United making some progress down here in the south. There's some more spawn-ins for Esprit. Still in a pretty good position. Climbers United has control of that red brick house. Gives them second-story shooting positions. They're taking casualties, though. Here comes the heavy for Esprit, the IS-1 pushing up. Kind of looking like maybe he wants to get an angle on this Tiger up here. The Tiger's probably got HE loaded, so if he's got an AP round loaded and he gets the first shot off, that Tiger's going to have to reposition fast in order to not die. Here comes a Puma as well. He's a solo. We'll see if he can get anything done with that Puma, but I would wager he's going to get caught by a rocket fairly quickly. There goes the Tiger pulling out. They have eyes on it. You got Lungya right there. Definitely called out that heavy that was hunting the Tiger. The Tiger is completely repositioned. This Puma has pulled up. This guy is now in the gunner seat, I believe. So, yep, he's starting to blast away at the infantry. Pretty decent looking push from Climbers United down here, trying to clear out this south side. Let's position ourselves so we can look north. They're still trying to clear out Esprit on the east side of the road. It's like this road right here, and this right there is super important. Infantry trying to make their way up onto the tank. Not a good plan. Here comes the Puma pulling up. Flare goes up. That Puma is just driving straight at this tank. Like, what? Catches a rocket from Valhalla. He's a solo. Like, what is his plan here? He got the OP. That's all right. Oh, Valhalla misses the next rocket. I think he killed a friendly. And the Puma's going to get away with it. He's going to kill that OP and he's going to make it out of here. There he goes. Still a bunch of infantry pushing in from behind, too. All right, let's shoot up here to the north. These guys are still having a hard time getting through these open fields, these open areas. And there is at least one heavy here still for Climbers United. Looks like he's dueling it out with one of the heavies from a spree somewhere over there. Yep, this guy's just holding this position down below this building. Must have a pretty good field of fire from here. Looks like he's just barely got the tip of that Tiger. He's hitting him too. Sure, here comes the next shot. We'll see. Looks like they both biffed. Tiger is technically in cover right now behind that truck. He's probably daring him to go for a shot on that. And he gets him! He gets him just past the truck. Catches a hold of the very top edge of that Tiger. And down he goes. Very nice shooting by Woman Repellent. There goes that supply truck as well. Here comes the next Katushka strike. Should probably be coming down right on top of Yellow House, but it's hard to say for sure. That's what I thought last time. Coming down on the backside, it's way over here. Does it get like more spread? Because it seems like it comes from the HQ over there, right? Or like the ships. So does it get more spread out as you go further away from the point? Like, are the rockets always, is the rocket circle always the same size? They seem pretty spread out right now. Looks like they got a repair station, though. No, it's an AT gun. Climbers United is still holding pretty strong in the center, though. They got a lot of infantry here. They've been holding the line. They just can't seem to find a way through anywhere. I don't know how you get on top of this building. Is there stairs? Can you just go up here? Have I always been able to go up on top of this building and I didn't know it? Huh. Maybe I've just never gone into this building. It is in one of those positions, like, I don't know, you don't... Seems like Stalingrad usually fights in the center the most, to me. And it is pretty centered, for the most part still, even fighting over Yellow House. Most of the fighting's going on over here, towards the top of the hill. Here comes the squad, trying to hold down this south flank. There's a Tiger putting the pressure on. There's that heavy is still over here. Looks like he might have to reposition to take on that Tiger who has moved further south. Just under 25 minutes left on the match, so we're really getting down here. Oh yeah, I can see everybody saying IS. Oh no, I know I called in an IS5 like fucking 20 times. So yeah. Yeah, you guys are gonna make fun of me for that, but that's cool. Spree feels very spread out right now. I mean, they kind of are. They're like hooking around up here on the north side. They're holding a line way down here in the south. They've got a couple of tanks down there help holding down there in the south. And they're swinging a lot of their infantry around up here in the north. But they feel very spread out while they're doing it. Maybe it'll work. Maybe they'll be able to bring these guys back in from up over here and start hitting Yellow House from the rear. But hopefully they don't get cut in half while they're doing this. There is kind of a gap right here. Which of course is, I don't know, it's not necessarily the direction that they're pushing, but it has felt like they've been pushing in that direction. More of a northeast push from Climbers United as opposed to a straight east to the next point. There is some guys from Climbers back here managing to hold onto this flank. Keeping these guys from just pushing straight through. These guys are like right on the edge of the zone. Some of them are even in the zone. These guys are way out wide. Climbers is reacting to it, but maybe that's the plan? You get a bunch of their guys out of position over there, and then you shift your guys back over here, but it's pretty heavy down here in the south. They got this Tiger over here. Itsuka manages to land a rocket on it. And there he goes, gets taken down by the heavy over there. Nice shooting by Trots, I think. Sounds like there's some shooting going on over here, too. Yeah, there's a medium back here, a solo, Jimbonium. Doing some long range shooting with that medium. There's the other Tiger, catches a round from the IS-1. Some ricochets going on. There goes the Tiger to the IS-1. He gets another kill. More nice shooting by Trots. He's pretty surrounded by infantry right now, but again, they lost both of their Tigers. That should allow Esprit some breathing room at least. They're getting pressured pretty hard here in the center. Up here on the north side of it. Like I said a minute ago, that feels like Climbers is pushing more of a northeast out of Yellow House. They're not pushing straight east. And there isn't really any tanks up here at the moment for Esprit, so this might be the correct decision. Another Katushka strike coming down. Coming in right in front of their troops. Borderline on top of their own troops. Covenant, be careful, buddy. You're pushing right into it. I'm just waiting to see him get hit with a rocket. Got some serious plot armor going on there, Covenant. This push up here from Esprit, it's getting closer. Here comes the airhead, and there's infantry on top, and that airhead's going to come down like right here in front of us. Where did that come from? Right there. There is another Tiger that has pulled into the fray. He might be able to hit. He might actually be able to hit this airhead when it lands from where he is. That's like right. It's going to come down like right on top of Clown Face there, or Ranger. Yeah, it's going to come down right on top of Ranger on that house. Oh, you can see the shadow right there. So, man, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got a clear shot. He's got a clear shot on this airhead. Doesn't stand a chance. Oh, he sees it too. Here it goes. I hear the bombing run. Oh, they got the P4s pulled up, shooting at it and everything. One of those, they're probably waiting for a spawn wave. Or the bombing run. Either way, the airhead does not survive. There was some cap pressure going on for a moment there. Now, where am I right now? Where is Yellow House itself? It's back up over there. Okay. Ooh, Widow coming around, gets around. Okay, so yeah. Climbers United has actually broke through on the north side of the center over here. And now they're starting to push some ATs towards this heavy. Nice ricochet right there. Manages to not get a hold of that IS-1. Dash 30 managed to get a hold of Vergi. Widow right there exchanges some fire. He gets a hold of Dash 30. Rooftop Korean is there. He ends up getting blasted by the heavy. Itsuka trying to repair it out. Shout out to Doc for putting this together. A lot of Esprit troops up here on the north side. Feels like they really wanted to slip through up here. Cloudface has made the circle. Supplies coming down in front of us here. Vergi made it up to the tracks. This is the farthest that Climbers United has been in ages. Come on, lock onto him. Throwing out some grenades, throwing out some smokes, taking some fire. He gets bricked. They exchanged. They traded. Making some progress, though. He was finally starting to break through for Climbers United. There was a garrison in Yellow House, then Clownface should have taken it out. XT managed to get a hold of Flag right below us. Little squad leader fight going on over there. It's hard to tell. It really feels like Climbers United just took back a huge chunk of the map for themselves. Looks like they cleaned this up back here too. We're getting down there though. Less than 17 minutes left on the match. So Climbers United, they've consolidated well. And they're even starting to push back, but they are running out of time if they want to take back Carriage Depot. They have, though. They've pushed up. They're kind of on the front door over there. Things were heavy down there to the south for a while. There's quite a few squad leaders for Esprit down there, so they've definitely focused on cleaning up down there. There's still some guys pushing up here in the center. Climbers, though, have taken control of this white warehouse thing. Whatever you want to call this. It's like a loading bay. Oh, some trading going on there. Artillery coming down in front of us. 15 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. Here comes the P4 pushing up. I hear a precision strike. He manages to move it in time. It is a very damaged IS-1 now. Here comes the P4 pushing up, looking to try and finish him off. Oh, the IS-1 takes a shot at him, doesn't quite get him. Katushka strike coming off, or going off right in front of us now. Probably coming over top of us. Wouldn't be surprised if it lands right about here, honestly. Yep, there it is. This is where the breakthrough was, so that doesn't really surprise me that that's where the Katushka would go. Hey, we got to see a Katushka kill right there. We're waiting for that. Here goes the P4, looking to get aggressive with the IS-1. There's one hit. He's gonna know he's there now, though. I'm pretty sure that IS-1 can one-shot him, right? Swing and a miss. There's the ricochet. I don't think he can get the shot on him or something. He's gonna pull down the hill. P4 is pulling up. He doesn't want to let him get away. The P4 is starting to catch rounds from across the way. He's going for the shot. He catches a ricochet from the tank that's over on the other side of the carriage depot. Catches another round from the IS-1 in front of him. Pretty sure it was Trotz, but either way, he got a little too aggressive with that P4 trying to take out a heavy. Climbers United still holding their position here in the center. Getting pretty intermixed with Esprit's guys, though. These guys are starting to break back in here. Line's still looking pretty stable. They've got 4 heavies on the field now. Oh, no, it's a medium. So 3 heavies and a medium down there to the south. Still got Jimbonium as a solo in that medium down there. Looks like Esprit is trying to build up right here in the center. They want to clear out all this infantry from these buildings here. What just went up over here? What was that? AT gun? Looks like an AT gun was dueling it out with one of the Tigers back there. "12 minutes and 40 seconds left on the match. Esprit is slowly making their way back up the hill after having lost all this territory about 10 minutes ago. Pretty spread out right now. I think climbers realize that their frontal assault has played itself out, and now they're trying to figure out what to do next. Meanwhile, Esprit, like I said, they're just slowly trying to push back in and keep this pressure on. I don't think they're going for any Hail Mary attempts anymore. Maybe this squad up here looks like he's getting a double drop going up on the north end of the map. But there's less than 12 minutes on the match, so there's not a ton of time for messing around if you want to get any captures going. What am I hearing? Is that medium again? No. That's that other heavy. The medium's further south. Climbers United pushing into the center again. Looks like Dash 30 is just holding down this entire sector by himself. Flare goes up. They're going to know that he's in that house. East wind goes down to 303. Like north degrees, 303, like I don't know. I don't know if there's like some sort of metaphor going on there that I'm not understanding. Or if he's literally just like using his location in degrees. Rocket goes off trying to get a hold of Dash 30, doesn't quite get him. Flares going up. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. These guys are just kind of intermixed with each other. It does look like Climbers United has shifted a little further north yet again. Pretty decent number of troops up here. There's no tanks in the immediate area. I know they've got a Tiger right behind me. And you can see they're just kind of up on the high ground. Another spawn in for Esprit, trying to make their way up the cliff. XT goes down. There goes Shaka Zulu, trying to make his way up. He gets taken out. Covenant's taking some shots, gets himself a kill. Flig goes down. Maybe the 3C. I think they're catching some flank fire from over there. Looks like they've got another tank over there as well. Or I think that might actually be that Tiger has pushed up. Climbers United making their way up to the edge of the tracks again. Losing all their guys though. Is that an attempted precision strike? AT gun back here just got taken out. I didn't quite see what caught a hold of it. We saw the explosion. Infantry pushing up for Esprit. This Tiger down here has this open, wide open area completely covered, so Esprit's not really going to be able to break through down there. You can feel the bulge right here. That this is where Climbers United is trying to break through here in the center. And they're being held back, but they have made some progress again. I would expect another Katushka strike to be coming in soon. There is a tank pulling up. Tank's actually looking the other way. But yeah, Climbers United feels like they're breaking through here in the center a little bit. Esprit's got to be careful. There's only 8 minutes left. And these guys are getting really close to starting to pressure in the circle. Plenty of time for Esprit to pull guys back. I mean, I'm getting worried, but not really. They got to make it all the way down here across these train cars before they even will really start getting any pressure going. So Esprit's line still looking pretty strong. There's a pretty big gap right here in the center, but so far nobody from Kleiners has been able to walk through the open. Handful of Climbers guys up here on the north side. Here comes this Tiger pushing up. Looks like there's an IS-1 up here as well. Some more spawn-ins from climbers. I think they're just going to try and get an angle on this Tiger up here now. Kiwi gets himself a kill. Saw that, Kiwi. I think he might technically have a shot on that Tiger right now, if he can see the movement. He's not looking that way, so I don't think he quite knows where that Tiger is just yet, but they'll know in a minute once he starts shooting. Supplies just hit the ground for Esprit up here on the very north edge. You got Tamat up here. Should be able to get a garrison up somewhere up here on the north side again. Again, every time climbers guys start to make some progress, they get taken out. So they're having a hard time getting across. They need to be able to get across these tracks. They want to get this cap pressure going on. 6 minutes left on the match. Rocket from So Lucky that maybe got an OP or something. I don't know. Artillery coming down right on top of this Tiger, clearing out the infantry that's around him. It does look like he did exchange with that other IS-1 over there, as he is damaged and backing off now. Esprit pulled a number of their guys back to the center. And you can see that Climbers has managed to take control of a good portion of the south, but they're really far away from the point where we got 5.5 minutes left, and there's 3.5 minutes left for Climbers to get this cap pressure going on. I don't necessarily disagree with how spread out they are, but I feel like it's hitting that point in the match where they need to pull everything back to the center and just rush it in there as fast as they can and hope that they can keep enough guys alive before the artillery comes down on them. Like, if they could just force enough infantry in through the center. It's not a great plan, but they don't have enough time for flanks anymore, so we'll see what they do. They do have a good number of infantry here in the center. So does Esprit, though, as they're getting some more spawn-ins. Artillery coming down for both sides right in front of us. And you can see, is that the Tiger or the P4? That's the Tiger. He's pulled up rear to the wall, looking back the other way. He's covering that OP. There's an OP right there. There's a couple of OPs right there. Here comes So Lucky looking to get some rockets into that Tiger. So does Isuka. Lucky goes for the suicide bomb to make sure he lands that rear shot, and there goes the Tiger with 4 minutes left on the match. Esprit counterattacking up the hill. Here comes the bombing run, probably going to go right down this road right here. Oh, it's on the far side. There's an airhead. That bombing run is not coming through in the right place to protect this airhead. And there goes the airhead to a well-placed grenade from Ajax. Ajax catching fire from one of the other tanks. It's not going to matter. He already got the airhead. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock, and Esprit is looking pretty safe right now. They've got some tanks pulled back. They've got AT guns. Their garrison is locked. Garrison is gone. Still a pretty big build up here in the center from Climbers United, but it's not going to be big enough. There's too much. They've got 50 seconds left to get this cap going. "30 seconds left. 30 seconds left for Climbers United to get this cap going. And it's looking pretty bad for them. They're catching some rounds from these tanks. Their machine gunners are dying. Oh, turn around and Plague's got a bunch of guys coming right at him. There goes R-Dubs as well. 2, 1, and there you have it. Congratulations to Esprit to your victory. Climbers United, you guys had some rough moments, but you rallied so well. Your tanks had a few good engagements. Your infantry looked pretty damn strong. This was a good match. It was a good matchup. You almost lost your 4th point. You almost took back the center a couple times. It was good. Here comes the next Katushka strike. I bet it's going to come down like right here in front of us. I do love it when things explode. Makes me happy. Let's go lock onto one of these tanks or something. Maybe we can get a good tank engagement before the match ends. Just shooting infantry. Did that whole panoramic view and we saw like no action that time. How disappointing. This tank's catching some hell. I wonder what he was stewing it out with. Oh, we missed it. He's blasting the shit out of some infantry. Strafe right coming through. 5 seconds left on the clock. 3, 2, 1. And there you have it. There you have it. Let's take a look at some combat scores. Oh, man. 844 Covenant, 928 Rando, 974 Valhalla, 1020 for Mitsuka. Of course, the tanks did good. 948 from that guy, 1023 from that guy. Apologize, I don't know how to pronounce your names. 946 from Vergus. I just saw 792, so yeah, some pretty goods. Couple broke 1,000. I would have expected a little bit higher, but it's Stalingrad. You're moving slow. You're staying in cover. Everything's wide open. Nobody really wants to move because you're going to get shot if you do. And so yeah, there you have it. That was it. It was a good game. It was a good game. I'm sorry. I'm really tired. I'm sure it's pretty obvious from the cast itself that I was not given my usual energy levels. It's just been a long week, but anyways, yeah. So thank you everybody for watch. Thank you for all of the follows and everything. Whatever else, I don't know if there was any subs or follows. I know there was follows. I can see that, but so I don't know if there was any subs. If there was, thank you. If not, oh well. And I don't expect them. I just want to say thank you when I get them. That's all. But yeah, GG's. You guys have a great rest of your night, and catch you later. Take it easy.